a consultation the other day, and the only thing that I could think of in my mind is, if you do not market and promote your business, how can anybody ever be interested? You can have the best program in the world, the best service in the world, better than anybody, care more than anybody, but if nobody knows you exist, you won't win. You have to be actively out here marketing and advertising your business. Now, that doesn't mean being salesy, because if you follow me, you'll be like, damn, how is he getting clients? How is he getting all of this attention? Because you're not seeing links to my programs anywhere. If you followed me, you wouldn't even know how people are enrolling. Why is that? Is because I'm out here, I'm making myself known, well, our programs and our products known. And the longer you do it, the more people know you. But not only that, when you provide and you give value, but you do it in a way where it's more like content marketing, then you'll be in a place where people are going to want to do business with you. They'll want to have referrals from you, but you gotta get attention for what you do. So be everywhere, show and share. So anyway, that's the reason why this year we really started focusing on marketing and promotion. That's what we're doing for this year's PCS Bootcamp. So I wanted to go ahead and some people have been asking me questions about the boot camp. They're like, yo, I want to get in, but today's the last day and I'm trying to figure out, but I have some questions. I want to attend, but I have some questions about this. I have some questions about the location. I have some questions about the dress code, this, that, hotels. So I wanted to take today to really focus on what are some of that frequently asked questions that we've been getting around the boot camp, so you can really make that decision to come in today. Because if you come into the PCS boot camp today, you will get in for 50% off. This is the last day for general admission. All right. And then if you have any additional questions, then we'll go forward from there. All right. So if you're excited, go ahead and put excited below, give this some love, give this some hearts, and let's make this happen. Let's make it shake. So couple key things, right? One of the reasons why, first of all, if this is your first time really hearing about this boot camp, or what is this event, every year I bring coaches from across the country, and we basically, how I envision it, right, is really like a big mastermind. It's really we all come together, we learn, we grow, we build, and every year we do a different theme. So the theme of this year is around marketing and promoting your business. I really want us to level up our game on social media. So I brought in and not just social media, but also just being able to network better, right? I feel like this is the year where you really want to start building your brand. You really want to start getting known, because especially with artificial intelligence and all of the technology that's coming out, it's a gift and it's a curse, right? It's a gift because now, wow, I can use these things. I can be more consistent online. I can post more. I can give more. But at the same time, it allows all of your competitors to do the same thing. So if they're doing the same thing, what is that going to do for us? Well, that's going to make it harder for you to be known. It's going to make it harder for you to get attention out here. So if you're not doing that, then you have a great brand, and you can know everything in the world, but nobody's going to see what you have. So we decided that this year's theme is marketing and promoting your business online and networking. So that's what we'll be focused on for this year's theme of the boot camp. And that's why I brought in some of my friends. Shout out to Evan Carmichael, who's going to be killing the game when it comes to YouTube ads. So I'm excited. He's going to be teaching and training us that. I'm going to be there when he's speaking. I'm going to be there just like you. Take a note, right? Because he's killing the game. One of the top YouTube strategists online right now, specifically for the entrepreneurs, and over 3.5 million subs on YouTube. And we're just gonna learn a lot. And then I also have another heavy hitter. Shout out to June Archer, who's like the Michael Jordan of networking. Multi-platinum music executive. He's the host of thisis50.com. He's doing so many things in schools. He's doing so many things in terms of he's got a documentary that's being released on Peacock. He's just doing a lot. And one of the things he attribute all his success to is being able to network. So I said, man, as I'm talking to him, I'm like, yo, you gotta share this with our people. What are you doing? How are you connecting to the right people? Whether you're connecting to the right people when it comes to funding for your business, it could be connecting with the right people in terms of clientele. It could be connecting with the right people in terms of, people who have access to your audience or access to your ideal buyers or customers. Whoever you want to access and whoever you want to do business with, whoever you want to partner with, this is what you really need to know. So we're gonna have June Archer there in the building. So let me answer some. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. So this will be a different training today, but let's answer some questions because since this is the last day for the boot camp. So first, people have been asking, well, where is the boot camp, right? So the boot camp, I'm from New York City. We happen to be hosting it. I do other things other places too, but for this particular event, we usually host it in New York City, so that's where it's going to be at. So the name of the location is called Unorthodox. This is a location that is one of the prime, one of the best neighborhoods in New York City. Like Art District. Very fluent neighborhood, but it's super dope. Just the location in general, and even the types of events and places that they do there, right? So that's going to be in New York. If you ever been to New York, it's going to be downtown, like 27th Street. So it will be in the city, and and it's going to be in the Chelsea district. All right, so I'm super excited about that. So if you drive in, there's parking lots there, places for you to park. You have a lot of access to transportation, depending on how you're going to be traveling to the event. All right, so one of the things that I recommend too is that maybe you come a day early, or you stay in a hotel, which I'll get to in a minute, and you come a day early. Come a day early to network. Come a day early to meet. There's going to be other people there that you'll be meeting as well. That'll just be super dope. You know what I mean? And this is not this. I intentionally didn't want this to be a super big event. So we'll have anywhere between 30 to 50 coaches there, and I really want us to network. I really want us to be a tight knit group. I really want us to take our business. And I want everybody to have an opportunity to really get together and mastermind and build each other's businesses. And I want to be able to look at and pick apart every single person's business that's in the room. So we're setting up hot seats. We're doing, like I said, we're doing a mastermind together. We're doing roundtables together. This is going to be a phenomenal event with everybody that's in the room. So I'm excited about that. All right, so that's the event location. People have been asking about the airports. What does that really look like? So we got a couple airports. So one, you got LaGuardia in New York City. So you could fly into LaGuardia Airport, or you can fly into Newark Airport, or you could fly into John F. Kennedy Airport. All of the airports are less than 20 miles away from the location that we're going to be at. So, if you're flying to any one of those airports, and you should be able to get there, just within 20 miles. All right. So that's the airport. For folks who are asking about the hotel accommodations, we do have 3 nearby hotels that you can stay in. So one of the hotels is the Holiday Inn Manhattan. That's on 6th Avenue in Chelsea. And by the way, everything I'm mentioning to you is on the PCS Bootcamp website. And as soon as you register, we also email you all of that information again. So if I'm just kind of mentioning it now, but you'll get it as soon as you register. It'll come in an email after your receipt. So Holiday Inn Manhattan, you can do that. That's on 125th. That's on 26th Street. You can do that, which is just that's just a few minutes away. That's like walking distance. We have another hotel, which is the New Yorker Hotel, which is a boutique hotel that is near that's near the location. And then we have the Marriott, right? And the Marriott is just 6 minutes away from the location, right? So we have 3 hotels: Holiday Inn, the New Yorker Hotel, which is a boutique hotel, and then we have the Marriott that's right around the corner. All right, so those are the hotels that's near the boot camp location. People are asking me about the dress code. So it's casual. You see me dress up sometime, but you don't have to really dress up. But it's casual and or comfortable. If you are part of my community, or if you have a t-shirt, go ahead and wear your PCS your playbook, the coaching and teaching t-shirt. Feel free to wear that if you are part of my community. And then if you want to purchase one, you can go ahead and email me info@productiveacademy.com, or just shoot me a DM, and then I'll make sure that you're able to purchase a t-shirt. All right. So so that's that. We also have people were asking me about the replay. So some folks are like, man, like I really want to go, I really want to attend, but is there going to be a replay because I can't come out in person, but I really want to learn how to market and promote and advertise my business. So as of right now, we do not have there won't be a replay. And somebody else was asking me about streaming too. So in terms of streaming and a replay, there won't be a replay, and it won't be and then we won't be streaming it as of right now. The reason is I stream every day, right? I'm streaming all the time. And at least once a year, I really like to get in person and do something in person. If y'all know me, like I have like a lot of energy. You know, I love people. I love to be around folks. I want to take pictures. I want to be able to hug you. I want to be able to put my arm around. I want us to be able to take pictures together. I want us to get video together. I'm putting people on stage. So you're going to be able to get stage time. You're going to be able to get recorded footage. You're going to be able to get headshots. Like all of that stuff, you can't do it through streaming. So that's happening in person. So in terms of the folks, so if you're thinking about coming, like, go ahead and get your ticket and actually attend, because as of right now, it doesn't look like there's going to be a streaming option. All right, because I'm always doing trainings. So also too, somebody I had a member who came last year. It was like, man, this is great, but is it going to be the same information? Because they want to come back again this year. And the answer to that is, of course not. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, every one of these boot camps that we do each year is it's a new feel, it's a new theme. We usually have new speakers. We always do a different theme. We always switch it up. Because we always want to grow, right? So every event is different. Every single event. You could have we started doing these boot camps in, I want to say 2020. So we've been doing it. So this is the third annual PCS bootcamp that we've been doing, and every single year has been completely different. This is not the same things that you see me teach online. If you're part of my coaching communities, this is not the same things that you've seen me teach in my certification program. This is not the same things that you even see me teach on here when I'm going live every day. I've specifically left out certain strategies, especially marketing strategies and promotional strategies that you can use for your business online and offline. And I specifically saved it for this event. All right. So you want to make sure that even if you attended the last 2 years, this year is going to be completely different. All right. And that's what we do. We got another question where somebody asked, hey, they say, listen, I'm brand new to coaching. So should I even attend? Like, should I come? Because, is it going to be over my head? It's going to be too advanced. And the question to that is, we're also going to cover the basics. So yes, attend. And we actually have a whole time slot reserved for beginners. So we're gonna be doing a beginner's training, essentially like a beginner's boot camp, where if you're super new and you're like, hey, I don't have my offer yet, I don't have my curriculum, I don't have my price yet, I don't have my, I'm still working on my content, I'm still working on my lead generation strategy, or trying to make sales, or if you're super new and you're like, this whole world is just new to me, I feel like this is going to be over my head, the answer to it is not going to be over your head. I specifically designed. Now, I'm going to be talking about certain things like Facebook advertising. We're going to be talking about YouTube advertising. We're going to be talking about scaling and growing your YouTube channel. We're going to be talking about, networking strategies and things of that nature. However, if you're like, man, I don't have a product yet to even do that stuff and market my program, that's okay. We're going to create your program that day. Whatever, if you don't have one, we're going to create it on the spot. So we have a beginner's boot camp that's actually going to take place at the event, at the beginning of the event. All right. So if you're new, attend. If you advance, attend. Obviously, it's for you too. All right. So that's what we have there. Just a cut. First of all, if you loving this, go ahead and put love in this below. Give this some hearts. Give this some love. Let me think of some other questions folks have been asking. Let me see. I might be able to also pull it up too. And let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead and toss them below. I'm looking up some other questions that folks have been asking. So let's see. So let me go ahead and pull it up, and I'm basically just gonna go through it because I had my team screenshot some things. So I want to make sure that basically there's no reason you can't attend. We're eliminating all excuses. So there's no reason not to. Like, come out. All right. So a couple. So let me see some other questions we got. All right. So one, let's say you are location. So obviously this is not location based in terms of you being able to come. We got folks flying out of the country that's going to be at the event. We got folks flying out from, we're in New York. We got folks flying out from LA who's coming out to the event. Texas, Chicago. If you on the East Coast, there's definitely no reason why you should not come. If you're on the East Coast, I mean, anywhere from Florida to upstate New York, wherever you like, if you're on the East Coast, find a way to show up to the event, because nothing is going to change if you don't change something. If you continue to do the same thing you've been doing over and over and over and over again, how are you going to expect to get a different result? You know how many people that I've heard say, yo, New Year's resolutions, things are going to change, things are going to be different. And first week of January, nothing changes. 2 weeks, nothing changed. 4 weeks, nothing changed. Now we're at the end of February and still nothing has changed. It's still the same thing over and over. They're still trying to figure it out. They're still trying to get started. They're still trying to jump in the water. I promise you, I was talking to a lady last year, and this cycle that I'm telling you about, she's been going through the cycle for 21 years. And she came to me and she said, Terrell, I'm trying to make my, can you really help me make my first 5,000? And, I didn't say it to her, like, man, I said, you've been in this for 21 years, still trying to make your first $5,000. You know what I mean? And it was just more sad than anything, because it's like, man, if you just had the strategies, or if you just had the support, if you just had somebody to guide you, you know what I mean? Because I can't say that wouldn't have been me if I didn't have people to guide me. I can't say if that wouldn't have been me if I didn't go out to events. I remember one of the first events that I went out to, I was trying to make my first $5,000 a month. And literally I got it on, I showed it to my clients the other day, and it's on camera. Literally, I'm on camera. I'm at this event. This was probably 2017, 2018, I want to say. And, at the time I wasn't really making that much money. I might've been lucky making, $1,000-$2,000 a month. And I remember like trying to get the $5,000. That was just like a big number to me. Like, I want to get to $5,000. And I was on a hot seat. Right. And I had this lady, she was a speaker, and like, she was just like basically just telling me, do this. And I remember just opening my mind to the possibilities. And it wasn't just what she said, it was the people that were in the room, and I was bouncing ideas off of them, and I was learning and growing, and I was networking, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I've learned so much, but all of that would have never happened if I wasn't in the room. Right. So that's super, super key. All right, so let me go through some of these questions. If that makes sense, go ahead and put "makes sense" below. All right, so let me go through a couple other ones. So one, people, I was talking to somebody the other day too, and they're talking about they kind of feel shameful that they haven't been implementing, right? As things have been happening in their life, kids losing jobs, divorces, all types of things, right? And there's no need to be shamed regardless of how long you've been in it and you haven't been getting results, because there's always a new day. You can always wake up a new day and get new results. And look at it like you're doing this from a fresh slate. You have the ability to do it. All right. Even if you've been unsuccessful, even if you failed, if you really want to talk about it, I probably would say that I failed in business probably anywhere between 7 and 10 times. I failed. I've had businesses even before I jumped into this industry, coaching and speaking. I failed even before I jumped into this. I failed like 3-4 businesses before coming in, and then once I came in, I failed another 3 times doing this. Right? When I started off coaching and speaking, I was doing like I started off helping college students. That failed. I started off like going into I was like a life coach / personal productivity. That failed. And when I'm saying failed, I'm just saying that I didn't in terms of the goal that I set, right? Like I didn't reach the goals that I set out to reach, right? Then I did business. I got some success, but in terms of me reaching a goal, that's failed. So literally it was like at least 6-7 times, I didn't reach my goal. But the thing is, I never gave up. Never gave up. All right. So if you're in that place, I'm gonna give you some resources. I'm gonna make sure that you make it happen. Even if you can't afford the hotel because things might be rough for you, come out for the day. Like we had folks come out last year. They came out to the event, and literally the event is going to start at 9:00, but I want you there at 8 a.m. and we running from like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So even if you really can't afford a hotel or flight, come out, fly take a bus. I remember when I was going back and forth from, so I went to school in Virginia, and anytime I had to come to New York, I would take the China bus. Right? We call it the China bus, right? Where basically it was like a super cheap flight. Shout out to everybody who knows this, right? Like you could take buses like from New York to DC, New York to North Carolina. You know, you can go to like I was coming from Virginia, so like Richmond to to New York. And I was taking these super cheap buses, and I was able to get like a round trip ticket to New York and back to Virginia, which was over 6 hours, but it's like a 6 hour, pretty much like a six and a half hour drive. And I would take that bus, and I was able to get a round ticket for like $60. How bad do you want it? Shout out to my guy ET. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want the information? Right? Because this is not one of the most expensive events in the industry. Try going to a Tony Robbins event. Look up how much a business mastery event costs. So look up how much a date with destiny costs. Look up some of Tony Robbins events and tell me if this is expensive. It's not. It's just you can't make excuses. All right. And by the way, if you are interested, it's PCSbootcamp.com. Somebody put that in the chat for me, please. PCSbootcamp.com. You could get your ticket. And this is the last day for general admission. So go ahead and get your tickets at 50% off right now. All right. Let me see. We've also got questions around, we already talked about it. If you feel like it's going to be too advanced for you. So we talked about that already. We're going to have a beginner's workshop. Let me see. For the folks who feel like, for the folks who feel like it's just like too much going on, like just in terms of like, man, I want to be able to do this, but I feel like I have a lot going on in my life right now. I'm going to say come anyway, because once you learn the strategy and you learn what you need to do, you don't have to do everything at once. You might come and you might see me talking about Facebook advertising. Well, you might not be ready or able to run Facebook ads right now, but when you're ready, you're going to know exactly what to do. You're going to know exactly how to scale your business, right? So that doesn't mean you don't come. That just means you come and bring like 2 notebooks with you, because you're going to take a lot of notes. You're going to be taking notes all day. We're going to be collaborating. We're going to be doing different exercises together. We're going to be doing different games together. So you want to be taking notes. And realize that, I'm gonna share with you how I take notes, right? I'm gonna share with you at the event how I take notes, where you'll literally know, all right, what you're gonna work on now and what you're gonna postpone and what you're gonna do later. You don't have to do everything right now. All right, so don't worry about doing that. All right, don't worry about that side of it. Also, some people, if you know me, I don't feel like I even have to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So, some people have been to events and like, man, like people are going to pressure me to sell. Like this is going to be like a sell-a-thon, right? You're going to try to make me buy all of these things. Look, this is not that type of event. If you know me, if you've ever joined any of these trainings, you watching me, you ever joined the webinar that I did, you know, that's not even my style. At the end of the day, if there are resources that I'm going to give you, realize that I'm giving you those resources as an option, but I'm never, it's never like one of those type of events where I'm pushing things down your throat to buy. I'm not forcing you to join any of my programs. I know Evan Carmichael has programs too. June Archer also is doing coaching, right? So all of my speakers, we all have programs, and we also do consulting. But I'm gonna tell you this: I've already had a conversation with them. And that's not their style anyway. I don't even do business with people that are hard sellers, right? But everybody who's going to be speaking, nobody will be pressuring anybody to buy anything. We will make some resources available to you, and if you in a position to be able to attend or join or do whatever, you have that ability, but there's no obligation to buy anything. When you buy the ticket, everything you expect to get at the event is what you're going to get. Right? If that makes sense, go ahead and put "makes sense" below. All right, so let's see. So this is not going to be one of those events where there's going to be hundreds of people here. I've intentionally made this more of an intimate setting. So there'll be anywhere between maybe, I would say, 40 to 50 people in a room. We're going to have everybody positioned where, you're not going to be too far in the back. You're going to be like, you're going to be intimate with all of us, right? You're going to be able to have that ability to really be able to see everything clearly. And and just be in the mix. You know what I mean? I don't want you being a fly on the wall. You'll be in the mix. All right. Let's see. Some folks are saying, hey, I don't, like marketing and advertising my business right now isn't at the top of my agenda, right? Which I completely understand. But I'm gonna tell you this. If you're in business, lead generation should be, right? I don't care how you do it. I don't care how you think about it. If you're actively accepting clients, or if you're in a place right now where it's like, okay, if somebody wanted to work with me, I can work with them, then you want to be at the event, because obviously we're going to teach you and share with you how to do that, right? And sometimes it's not mass marketing, right? Like advertising is like mass marketing, where you'll pay and you'll pay something to Facebook, and then they'll show your ad to hundreds of thousands and thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, right? My reach has been over 2 million people, but I've been doing this for years. But it doesn't even have to be that serious. That's why I brought in June Archer and for the networking piece, because you're literally going to learn how to connect with somebody one-on-one, and it doesn't even have to be online. How do you connect somebody one-on-one at an event? When you go into a conference, when you go into, I don't care where you're going to a meet and greet, you go into a happy hour. How do you connect with people that way? And when you come across somebody, how do you really present what you have and really see how you can help them in a very organic and real way? So it doesn't have to be a massive thing. We're going to show you how to do hand-to-hand combat on that. All right. So, that is that. And then remember too, the people that are in the building, these are people that are highly qualified. The people that are going to be speaking on stage are people that I look up to. Evan Carmichael, June Archer, these are people I look up to that have achieved even way more than I have achieved. And, just they've been doing these things for years. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a just so you have an idea, I'm a young millennial guy, right? The guys that we're bringing in are older than me, and they're coming in and they've been doing it and they're very seasoned in what they do. So, I'm going to teach you the millennial way on certain things, but listen, don't get it twisted. Like these guys, they're in their online too, doing their thing, but they just have a whole different perspective from being older, right? Which is, I love, because we want that kind of dynamic in the room. All right. So that's what we're looking like there. And again, somebody put this in the chat, PCSbootcamp.com, right? Today's the last day to get your ticket for 50% off of the general admission. All right. Let me see. So a couple another thing too. So I know, so you might have, just in case, just I guess whether it's my style or maybe some type of way I might have turned you off some kind of way. So if that is you, I just want to genuinely say I'm sorry. I'm saying that because sometimes, as we're building our businesses, you never know who you might have offended along the way. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I have folks who reach out to me and I literally don't see the message. You might DM me, or you might reach out to me, or, if I don't respond to you, or if I don't see it, just realize that my intention is always to help and serve. If you've been following me for any amount of time, I'm always here to help, serve, give. And is anything that I've done unintentionally, I'll apologize for that, because I never do anything unintentional, whether it was you send us an email and then we didn't get back to you in a timely fashion, or whatever the case is. And I'm saying that because I don't want something that I've done by mistake to stop you from learning. Right, to stop you from winning, to stop you from, and if it's a very specific situation that I'm not thinking and or mentioning right now, please feel free to shoot me an email at info@productiveacademy.com, or you shoot me a DM and then let me know what the issue is, and we'll work it out. But I want to see you in the building though, right? If that's what it's going to take to get you in the building, to get past whatever issue you may or may not have, let's work it out so we can get you in the building. All right. So that's that. We also have some folks that who were talking about like, hey, I've been attending like these seminars, I've been attending these boot camps, and I know some folks may have been feeling burnt out. So if you've been feeling burnt out because you've been attending a lot of things, I'm gonna tell you this is not going to be your average seminar. This is not going to be something where you're literally, you're going to be stuck to your seat all day like it's class. Like we're going to be doing different activities. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be doing photo shoots. We're going to be doing videos. We're bringing people on stage. So this is going to be a very different type of event that you've probably ever been to or you're used to. And we got some fun things in store that we're going to be doing as well. All right. So be in a building, you know what I mean? And by the way, people were asking me about vendors. If you want to be a vendor, you could be an attendee and you could be a vendor. especially if you're going to be in a building already, but you also want to be a vendor. Just shoot me a message or email me. And what we'll do is I'll let you know what the rates look like for that in order to be a vendor. And you do not have to be an attendee of the event to be a vendor. So if you have books, if you have t-shirts, I don't care if it's pocketbooks, if it's food, if it's snacks, if it's just drinks. Obviously we help entrepreneurs and business owners. So I don't want it to be anything under the world, but I want it to be, especially if it's something that's related to entrepreneurship to help entrepreneurs be more successful. Those are going to be vendors that we're more likely going to approve, as opposed to, if you're selling something that might not necessarily be as relevant, like I don't know, jewelry or certain things of that nature where it might not necessarily be as relevant. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, just kind of keep that in mind. All right, let's see. We'll see if we have any other questions people were asking. We talked about the time, right? So the time of the event is Saturday, March 25th. So make sure that you come out. And I want you in a building like 8 o'clock. All right, 8:30 in a building, because we're starting 9 o'clock on the dot. All right, so other than that, if you have any other kind of issues, whether it's health related issues, whether it's you just like never been to New York and it seems like a weird foreign and destined land to you, right? If it's any issues like that, realize that to get somewhere you've never been, you have to go somewhere that you've never been. And it might not be comfortable to you. You might have never been to New York City, or maybe you had a bad experience for some odd reason. But realize that, don't blame, whatever it is, whether it's the location or whether it's yourself, whatever it is, like don't put the blame on something else to give yourself a reason or excuse not to win. The reason why I'm giving you all of these different scenarios and answering all of these different questions and inquiries we've been getting is because I'm trying to remove all of the excuses for you not to attend, to learn, to build your business, to build your passion. A lot of folks say, you've been telling me this is your dream. My dream is to speak on stages. My dream is to coach people. My dream is to write books. My dream, I want to be doing these events. I want to be an influencer online. I want to create these courses. I want to be able to go, full time. I want to, so you have all of these dreams and all of these ambitions. I want to create generational wealth for my family. I want time freedom back. I want generational wealth. You want all of these things. You got to put in the work to get it. Long story short, you got to put in the work to get it. And it starts with overcoming your excuses now. Because if you can't overcome your excuses now, how are you going to ever expect to get blessed with more? I don't know how many of us are spiritual here, but God says, multiply the talents that you already have, multiply the talents that you're given. So if what you have now, even if it's a little bit, if you don't do nothing with the little bit you have, you will never get blessed with more. You have to be able to put in the work now and do it when it's small now. Because if you can't do it now and you can't manage yourself and you can't overcome your own emotions or your own limiting beliefs now, how you think you're going to do it when you get 5 employees on your team, 10 employees on your team? How you going to think you're going to do it when you get 10, 20, 30, 40 clients? How you think you're going to be doing it when you're making 10 grand a month, 30 grand a month? It's not going to happen because you haven't been faithful to the process when it was little. This is little. Showing up to an event and learning and taking notes and networking is little. It's little compared to where you're going if you are successful with this phase right now. All right. So with that being said, hopefully that these answers a lot of questions. If you love this, go ahead and put love in this below. Give this some heart, give this some love. And I would love to see you in a building. All right. And that's going to be Saturday, March 25th. All right. So come out, come ready. If you join this a little bit late, go ahead and watch this from the beginning again. Make sure you have all of the details. And I want to see you in the building. All right. So make sure that you join again. General admission tickets expire tonight. So make sure that you get your ticket now. All right. And then figure out a way to get there. All right. Love you all. Appreciate you. Continue to work.